Well, good evening and happy Friday, everybody. It is July 9th, 2021, as I record this. And if you look at the title, it says Football Reinforcement System. And most likely you're here because you found a link to this video on my teacher webpage. I am David Bernard. I'm a 7th grade science teacher at Highland Middle School in Sanford, North Carolina. And others of you might have stumbled across this video just because of the YouTube search algorithm. Either way, I thank you for taking the time to check this out. I'm just going to talk at a really high level about what this football reinforcement system is all about. So the football reinforcement system is a way to gamify what happens inside of a classroom to help students learn how to be productive as students. Let's not be confused. A classroom where everybody knows how to behave functions a lot better than one where there's some confusion. But one of the things that I'm concerned with is knowing that it will have been a while since some of my students have been inside of a classroom. So let's just go ahead and do the math on this, okay? So 17 months since at least a tenth of my students have seen the inside of a classroom. And when you think about the restrictions that we had, even though we had face-to-face classes at our school since the end of September, it wasn't the same experience as a normal school year. We were completely unable to do group work. We were completely unable to share school supplies. And so even for those students that did come back and see us face-to-face beginning back in September of last year, it will still have been 17 months for all of you guys since you did school in the normal way. And so during certainly the first 4 to 6 weeks that school is back in session, I'm going to be putting as much emphasis on classroom behavior as I am learning about climate and weather. And so I have devised this football reinforcement system as a way to really be explicit, that means detailed and deliberate, about how it is that we're expected to behave in a classroom. And the system has a couple of components to it. One is that as you do the things that we're asking you to do, you get credit for it. And as you fail to do the things that we're asking you to do, we have a way of keeping track of that. And the way that we can't keep track of that leads to certain reinforcements and certain rewards and certain natural consequences. And I've decided to use the football system to do this because in football, when players hold, when they're off sides, when they push off of other players, when they're trying to get the ball, there's a referee who blows the whistle and throws a flag and then signals who did what. And then the team suffers a consequence of doing that. And when you have a team that puts together enough plays, the reinforcement for that is they score a touchdown, they get points, they score more points than their opponent does, they win the game. That's why we're doing the football reinforcement system. I'm going to just click through a couple of slides here and just show you by example how this works. So let's just take a Tuesday, okay? So our game is going to consist of a week's worth of classes. Our game is going to start on Friday, so a game will be 5 class days. So Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then we start the next game on Friday. So here's Tuesday. It's the middle of the week. And, conceptually, you've got a team, and, they start the class off by taking possession of the ball on the 30-yard line because the last thing that happened on Monday was the team scored a touchdown. And in football, after you score a touchdown, there's a kickoff. And when the kick goes into the end zone, the ball gets brought out and it gets placed on the 30-yard line. So that's what we're doing. And so the first thing that this team does is they get credit for some of the good stuff they did yesterday. So yesterday, everyone was on their best behavior. Nobody had any penalties. And so the team gets a 20-yard bonus for no penalties yesterday. So the ball goes to the 50-yard line. And then the third thing, number 3, they get 20 more yards because at the end of class yesterday, this team did everything it was supposed to, cleaning up their area, cleaning up the counters that they were assigned to, making sure that the trash was picked up off the floor, making sure that the dry erase boards that we have were cleaned up. And so the team gets 20 yards of credit for that. And then you had bell work at the start of class today. And it wasn't perfect. You have 6 people on your team, and 4 of you managed to do the bell work that was assigned. And so you get 4 out of 6 of you get 2/3 of what should have been a 10-yard bonus. So you get 7 yards out of that. And so the ball goes to the 23-yard line. And then, we have rules about when we can talk and how loud we can talk when we do talk. And one of your teammates violated that. And, whistle, flag, noise con violation. And so we march it back 10 yards. And then the next thing after that is you have an in-class assignment that takes you 15 or 20 minutes. All 6 of you got that done. You get 20 yards, and it's the end of class. It's the end of Tuesday. So we go to Wednesday. And then just like football, we have all these different signals, right? That's why I'm wearing all of this garb. And so we have signals for things that are not penalties, like we're ready to get class started. We're ready to start the timers. Somebody just scored. You answered a question. It was the right answer. We have different penalties. So, class warning, settle down, guys. Disqualification. There are things that you can do if you get too many penalties that you won't be able to participate with your team for 2 days after the disqualification. You get in some horseplay, some pushing around. That's an illegal use of hands, or you use the Chromebook wrong. That's an improper use of computer, or you want to argue with the teacher, or you want to refuse to comply with the things I'm asking you to do. Like, no, you have an assigned seat. That's where you need to be, and you keep getting up, and I keep sending you back to your seat. No, that starts turning into something like defiance after a while. Or you're violating what I've told you is allowable for making noise. No talking during exam. If you violate that, noise con violation. We have one more slide with the penalties. You want to throw paper or stick pencils in the ceiling? That's a throwing penalty. You want to use your Chromebook, the audio without headphones? That's an audio infraction. You want to call out instead of raise your hand to answer a question? That's calling out. If instead of getting right on a task that I've asked you to do, you're getting into delaying tactics, you know what those are. That's a delay of game. If you want to eat without permission, that's a penalty. If you want to disregard some of the instructions I've given you, that's illegal procedure. If you want to get out of your seat without permission, that's traveling. So this whole system here, let's go back to the title slide. The football reinforcement system. What is it? It is a group reinforcement system that is designed to cause students to think about their behavior. It rewards them and reinforces the good choices that they make. And it reinforces and provides natural consequences for the not so good choices they make. And we will certainly have a lot more to say about this. But I want to thank you again for checking out the video. And I look forward to having you in the audience for future videos. Thank you.